Welcome to Mic Check with Nikita. That is Nikita. I is not Nikita. I am Joey. I am the guest, and this episode is brought to you by Sunjay Maharaj Events. Time to start the bacchanal.
Sunjay Maharaj Events presents
Is unity.
Unity Fest, Saturday 21st March 2026, the first concert of the year. It happens at 1901 Linden Boulevard, Queens, New York, featuring Joey,
Yo, it's Joey, and on March 21st, Unity.
K.I., Nisha B, Motto, Terry Gadraj, Shiva Lakan, Ranji Ramdeen, and Anil Mr. Jr. Unity Fest. Get your tickets online at unityfest26.eventbrite.com or call 347-416-6435 for more info or to book packages. Unity Fest, Saturday 21st March 2026, presented by Sanjay Maharaj Events.
We do know you come from a legacy family, right? Most of your family, or if not all, they're all musicians or entertainers of some sort.
You're on my dad's side, yeah.
Your dad's side.
Everybody on my dad's side. From my grandfather goes straight down.
Okay. So tell me how you fell into, I guess, music in general, and then we'll go from there.
So the whole thing was really like, well, if we're going like back all the way, it's like my grandfather started his band. He didn't like have any family and stuff in the band. It was his band, whatever. And then he started teaching my dad and his brothers and everybody to play music. So it goes back, like I'm third generation at this point. But for me, the goal wasn't really like, well, I've been playing music since I was like a child, right? So I've been singing, playing keyboard since I was like 2, like since I could talk. So there's that. And then like when my dad started playing music, we used to do like all the restaurants and like all the local spots and whatever. And so that's how I started. And as I got older, I was like, you know what? I want to be like my dad. I want to be a keyboard player. So I started playing keyboards. I moved to Trinidad for a little while. And I started playing keyboards with all the bands because, like, well, my dad and them is pretty known. When everybody came up here, back in those days, it was like, we're coming to New York. And those days, they didn't have, like, when somebody booked you for a show, they wasn't, like, putting you in hotels and stuff.
No,
I don't know.
people's houses.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember that, but it was like you gotta find somewhere to stay, bro. Like if you want to come and do this show, you need somewhere to stay. And like my dad had a big apartment building at the time, and everybody used to just come and stay there and chill. Mostly everybody. So everybody kind of knew him, or well, not kind of, but they knew him. So when I went to Trinidad now, all the bands and like the musicians, I worked with everybody who's everybody in the chutney industry. When I was a keyboard player, I worked with them, or I learned from them, or something. I had some kind of, I got some kind of knowledge from them. So there was that. And I was like also into singing like soca, reggae, like American music, that kind of stuff. It wasn't really ever, I like playing chutney, but I never liked singing it. I never, well, even to this day, you know that, like, I don't like dancing to those kinds of things, or like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not my everyday, like,
You know, you have your one infamous move.
yep, that's all you get. That's all you were getting. But yeah, so it was really just, I was a keyboard player. I was never really a chutney singer per se. It was just around 2022, I moved to Florida, and my family and friends and stuff out there, they were real heavy in like chutney music, and they liked it or whatever. So I was always around it. And everybody was kind of like always like, you know, you should sing a Bollywood song. You should sing a chutney song. Wow. So we did, there was a New Year's Eve party, and they kept nagging me to sing Bollywood songs. And I was like, all right, fine, I'll sing, right? And but we're like, you know, having time or whatever. So I didn't think anything of it. And at that time, it was like I was starting to slow down from playing keyboards, because I was traveling with a artist at the time, and his gigs were starting to slow down, so we weren't getting as much work and stuff. And I was like, yo, you know, after the New Year's party, and I sang the song, and everybody was like nice and they enjoyed it or whatever. I was like, you know, there's so many like events at that time where it was like, if I just record, people are gonna be like, well, he's recording, and like he's building a little following or whatever. Like it was never like, let me get a hit song. This was never like the case. It was never like, let me go and record music and get a smash, right? Or a banger or whatever. It was like, let me start recording some music and see if I could just get on these little shows so I could get little gigs to open for the bigger artists and whatever. And somehow 3 years later, we're here.
So tell me about like your thought process in terms of transitioning from musician to singer. And I say that because you didn't really like singing Bollywood and chutney. What kind of gave you the confidence to do it? Or did you kind of just say, let me just try something? And
well, I think it was a combination of things, right? Because it's like the confidence of my family and friends being like, yo, you should do it. Like that's a big thing. Like if you have one person that can like push you in a direction that's gonna like benefit you or like to give you motivation, it's like all right, I feel like I might be able to do this. So it was that. On top of that, I wasn't really working at the time, right? So it's like, well, I'm not getting keyboard gigs no more, and I don't got nothing else to do. And I was doing like teaching. I was teaching music production and stuff like that. So it's like, well, I'm not doing much right now, and I got to figure something out, right? So it's like, well, let me do this for the meantime. I'll sing like a couple Bollywood covers, and I'll try to get little gigs for the little events that we have in the community. And I could maybe make that work for a little while. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that was kind of the thing. And I was like, when I started it, I was like, you know what? Maybe I might be onto something. It's not like it wasn't like something that I was like so like against, where I'm like, I don't want to do this, but I'm doing it anyway. It wasn't something that I hated. Like I love the industry and our culture and everything like that.
Just going out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, at least, you're probably at least I think the first, or maybe if not maybe only artist at that time that was really taking social media to push content and music, right? Like you were doing a lot of different things with TikTok, and you were ahead of the game that everyone's doing now. Do you know what I mean? Like you were putting out a lot of videos every day. You were promoting your music on your own without having to really, I mean, I'm sure they were on like the radios like they normally are, right? But you were using social media in a different way to promote those songs. So was that more natural, or more of like, this is what's happening right now, so I have to jump on that? Okay,
so for me, I was like, I kind of like to look at things in a way where it's like most like whatever other people are not doing, that there's a open space for. I want that. Like I don't want what everybody else has. I want the thing that like nobody has claimed, right? So in that sense, at that time, the big thing was like, if you're a chutney artist, at least it's like, well, I'm gonna go record a song, and then I'm gonna record a video, a music video, like a full-length music video, and then I'm gonna post it on YouTube, and that's how it goes, right? Yeah. And the majority of them who have connects with radio and stuff, they'll send it to radio. If they don't, well, they'll just stick with the YouTube stuff, and they'll just post the one thing. And for me, it was like I need to do like the things that I need to do something else, because like how do I stand out from what is happening right now? Yeah. Because if there's only one music video, if I only do one music video for this one song, then in a way, I'm kind of just giving myself one chance to be successful at this. I'm not like really putting in the effort to be like, well, you know what? And that's actually what happened after My Lover, because what I did with My Lover was that I did a music video, and I did like 2 pieces of content for it, and that was it. And I kind of like, it's kind of dead in the water for me. But after that, I was like, you know what? Like I need to do more if I want like people to see it, because sometimes you post things, especially if you're not aware of like the way how engagement and content and stuff works, you will post something and the people intended to see it don't see it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I think the reason why I mentioned like social media is because you, at least from what I've seen, you were kind of very pivotal in making that change with the industry, right? Because you then had that one song that went viral, and everyone was like, wait, is this a formula that we can do? Because realistically, TikTok was 3 years, I guess you could say 3 years young at its peak, right?
Yeah.
Because 2020 is when it really took off as a social media platform. Is there like a formula for that, or you just post
So
every day?
When it started, there was no formula. When it started, the whole goal for me when I started was like, just put out as much stuff as you can. Like if they say that the music industry is oversaturated, I want to oversaturate it by myself. Like I want it to be like every month I come out with a song, every 2 weeks, whatever it was at that time. I can't remember exactly, but I put out a lot of songs at that time. And I was like, I need to be in front of everybody's face at all times. Like there must not be a day that goes by where you don't see me on social media. And that was kind of the idea initially. And then I started to spend time and like learn and research like how like algorithms work, how the engagement works, all these kind of things. And I was like, okay, I can do this in a more strategic way now, where it's like I watch what I post and how I post. So I look at like, because sometimes the content that you think is like incredible, like there has been times where I'll post something that I've worked days on, like days, and it does nothing. Like I get like 100 views sometimes. Like it's bad, right? Mm-hmm. And then there are days where I put zero effort into it. I just put my phone on a stand or something and I sing or whatever, and the thing goes nuts. So there is a formula, but there isn't a formula too. You know what I mean? So
yeah, no, I get it. I think the reason why I say that is because what you did with the social media, or at least you're doing with all of your songs, is not the typical trend that we have within the West Indian like industry.
Yeah,
it's mostly what like Hollywood does. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I also feel like us being millennials, it's a little bit different too, right? Because we're on the cusp. We come from MySpace, Facebook.
Yeah. The transition
and then Instagram
into,
and then TikTok now, right? So it's like the fact that you've invested in yourself to kind of go through all of these platforms and then get to this, it's a different ball game, I feel. What I want to ask you or talk about more is your original music, right? Like for so long, everyone or at least most people in the industry or most audience members, right? They all talk about bringing out original music, bringing out original lyrics. But there's also times where people have done it and they don't get enough credit, right? I guess my question is, you've done it. Do you feel like you're getting the credit for it, or you just feel like people are listening to the content and not really thinking about that aspect?
Well, to be honest with you, it's like, I look at it this way. I don't care for the credit of like being like, well, you know, he brought back original music or whatever, however people want to say it. To me, it was like, this is what makes me feel creative. Because like, I'm going to be so real. Like doing the Bollywood melody thing for me was just like, at that point in my life, I kind of needed an easy win. And I was like, you know what? Like, this is the easiest thing for me to do. And it'll be a song and somebody will book me and, you know what I mean, give me a couple $100 to go and open a show or whatever. I was like, you know what? I'll do it. And then what happened is like, as time progressed, we started seeing a little more originality and whatever, which was good. But I think most audience members or the community at least the generation today don't really care. That's just what it is. They don't care if you do an original song, if it's a Bollywood song. They really don't care.
It's not that deep to them.
Yeah, it's not like, it's like, oh my God, like he stole a song.
Yeah.
Like it's like, now it's like, does that song sound good? Or and at the same time, I have to say, like, you know, sounding good is subjective, right? Like there's so many times me and you've had conversations, you're like, yo, you heard that song? And I'm like, yeah, I don't like that. Do ever play that for me again? Right? And the same thing with like vice versa. So it's like the one person I might be, you know, the greatest artist ever. And then on the other side, it might be somebody that's like, yo, he's horrible. I can't stand him. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's the part that I think people need to like recognize now, that it's like, especially artists, I have to say, like, if they ain't paying for your production, it doesn't matter what they think.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, do what makes you happy. And I'm getting to that point now where it's like I'm making music that makes me feel good about myself and good about the things that I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's an interesting take too, because at the end of the day, when you are putting out music or any art form in general, is meant to be like putting your feelings and your emotions out into it, right? Otherwise, it's never going to be great.
Yeah.
Right? It's creative. There's a reason why it's called creative. For a lot of people making music and being an artist, or even, in general, whatever creative industry you go into, it's to make money and it's to make an income, right? But there's also that fine line that you have to ride where you want to do something creative. Like you just said, you had to make that Bollywood melody just to have as in your repertoire or in your portfolio. But there's also those songs like Miss Me Again, where there's like the original part of it, right? And your emotions, you're writing into it. So I guess like transitioning into this, writing music, is that an emotional thing for you, or can you kind of write something because you have the formula to do it?
Well, there's a formula to writing, right? There's a formula to music is basically math.
Yeah.
Right. The whole structure of music is math, and I think that's what makes it easy for me because I learned music. I went to school. Like I have family members that play music. Everybody in the industry has taught me something in music, all those kinds of things. So it's like there's a formula to it, but at the same time, like if you can write like what you feel, sometimes that resonates better. And the thing is like when you're for me at least, when I'm writing, it's like I go into it thinking like, okay, do I want to make something for me today, or do I want to make something that's gonna translate, right? And 9 times out of 10, I'll do something that like I believe is gonna, like I really believe in, and it's gonna be like a big deal or whatever. And 9 times out of 10, I'm right about it. And most other times that I just put out songs, there's a lot of songs you can tell that I just put out just to put out, but it's not because of anything but that like this is what I was feeling. And I rather have a lot of music out than for all my music to just stay on my computer and never see the light of day. You know what I mean? As much as it looks like a lack of effort or quality or however you want to put it, like it's quality to me. You know what I mean? Like it's something that I did, like I literally made that out of thin air. You know what I mean? So for me, it's like even though something isn't a hit to you, that doesn't mean it's not a hit to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I get it. And it also goes back to what you were saying about that double-edged sword of you'd rather have a good or a quantity of songs that can resonate with a lot of different people.
Yeah.
Right? It also goes back to like income, right? If you have a lot of songs out there, more than likely
you'll
promoter
generate,
will look at you and say, okay, he can fill up this amount of time on stage.
Well, that was a big thing when that first year when My Lover and Miss Me Again dropped, when the year the year that was at like the end of the year 2023 when those songs started to like pick up. And a big thing for me was like I need a catalog of songs because I don't want to go on stage and just like people are booking me to sing like 45 minutes an hour. I got 3 songs. Like I am not gonna like I don't want to be that guy that like goes on stage and like I have to sing everybody else's song just to make up time. Like I want like when somebody books me, I want them to be like, okay, we know he's gonna sing his songs. He's like, you know what I mean? Like it's like I want there to be like a catalog of songs where we can pick through and we can just be like, okay, does this make up the time that I need to be on stage? Is this like so like if for example like if I do a big event, right? And they're like, you have 20 minutes on stage. I have more than enough music to cover 20 minutes. I have so much music at this point now where it surpasses the 20-minute mark and I have to like pick what I want to put in. So that was a big deal in the beginning. It was like, I need a catalog of songs.
Were you initially, like I guess you said you were getting booked when you've had those 2 songs, but was it also, a lot of people said like, you only have 2 songs. What are you really going to sing?
Well, yeah, but that's because like a lot of people didn't know the background, right? Like a lot of people didn't know that like when I was younger, I used to sing in restaurants and roti shops in Queens, and we used to and weddings and stuff like that, and in those it wasn't too long ago. It's like maybe like 2018. What was that, like 6, 7, 8 years or whatever?
Wow.
Right. So, back then it was like you have to sing for 4 hours. Like there's no like, oh yeah, well, you're just gonna go and sing for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Like we used to sing for 4 hours. We get one break in the middle for 20 minutes, and that's it. So like, imagine having to put together a set list of 4 hours of music, right? And people don't want to hear the same song twice,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, it was like well, you only have 2 or 3 songs now, and like how long you're really gonna sing? Like you need all that time? And I was like, well, it's whatever you want to give me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I can, if you need me to be on stage for 45 minutes, an hour, I can do that too.
I want to bring up Joey and Friends because I feel like that one show that you did in New York kind of kickstarted this whole tour that you did for a year and a half after.
Yeah.
What was, I guess, the idea behind that? And because for me, at least, that was like your first real headliner, I guess you can say, like where you were like the first, like the actual main act.
Yeah.
Right. So bring me to like your concept for that, and then I guess how it kind of took off after.
All right. So the concept for like the tour and stuff was like it was really between me, my dad, my sister, and my uncle David, really. And we were kind of like, we were realizing that things were starting to do well for us and whatever. We were like, you know what? If we can find a venue that's willing to work with us, and like I have friends that are willing to help in whichever way that they could, then we could probably make an event happen where we can like do the band, and we could do like my friends who sing and stuff, like Ranji, Anil, Randy. We had you guys on there too, right? And it's like, okay, so maybe we can do something where it's like an event like that. And at that time I wasn't really getting booked yet, right? So it was like, what can I do that'll get me booked, right? So I was like, but mind you, at this time we had like low funds, like we were limited on funds for like promoting events, right? So we couldn't like go and rent a venue, for thousands of dollars and invest all this money into an event. So we were like, you know what, let's find people that are willing to work with us and help us. And that's what we did, and we started with the show. And the show was I think it was good. I had fun.
It was.
The show was fun, right? We had a lot of people that really came to support what we were doing. And after that, we were like, okay, well, in the beginning of the year, because that was in December of 2023, I believe. In the beginning of January or whatever, while I was in Trinidad, we were talking about it. It was like, well, I'm still in Trinidad, and nobody's still in calling for shows and stuff. So we were like, you know what? Let's just do our own shows.
Yeah.
Right? But it ended up being a weird thing where it was like, we decided to do the tour, and when we started promoting the tour, I started getting bookings. So it was like now we gotta like do we do the shows, or do we do the do we do the bookings, or do we do the events that we had planned? So we had to kind of like figure out the balance between that. So I think in retrospect I kind of jumped the gun a little bit, in the sense of like I was too excited, I guess, for my own good, and I wasn't thinking about it in a way where like people are waiting to see how the traction of the song goes, like if the song lasts, right, to see if they want to book me or not.
I mean, which it does last.
Yeah.
It's been what?
Yeah, well, I didn't expect.
3 years.
I didn't really expect it to go the way it did. You know what I mean? Like, So it was like it was a good experience, but like it was a learning experience. So I got to like see, like I got to learn the business side of stuff too, which I think is a really good thing for any artist to do. Like, if you're an artist, and like even if you're I don't like to say smaller artist, but like less known, or however you want to put it.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea to find even one venue that will work with you, and like do your own event. Like just do it. You might lose some money. Trust me, I've been there, but it's such a good learning experience, because then the next time you're gonna be like, okay, well, I know I'm not doing that again, but I'll try this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I also think in this industry you really do have to invest in yourself.
And then learning the business too helps you in a way where it's like, well, if this is what I can contribute to an event, then now I know how to approach a promoter who doesn't maybe not want to book me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it also goes into the idea of like knowing your strengths within that. Like if you're doing a show, do you like managing? Do you like putting together the whole composition? Do you like really performing and then also making sure that everything else is going well? Like you find your kind of like strengths and weaknesses, so then you know how to compensate for that going forward.
Yeah.
Which I think is interesting because I learned that too the hard way.
It's tough. Running events is tough. It's not easy, and like I have so much more respect for promoters than when I started. Like when I started, it was totally different to how it is now, in terms of like my mindset on how I viewed events and promoters and things like that. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it also is because, it's the same thing for me in that aspect, because I didn't have the appreciation for how much effort it puts in because we were just kind of performing. Yeah. Right? We also came from that generation where we grew up watching our parents kind of just do things for nothing. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? They were, people back then were really scraping together shows.
Yep. It was tough. It was tough.
Like you said, people staying at people's houses. Like I remember randomly my mom and dad would just be like, Uncle Hero Lala's coming to spend the week. Uncle Danny's coming. We had like a basement where like there was a few rooms and everybody just kind of like was there. Or like dinner, going out together wasn't dinner. Everyone would just cook at home. Like we would have a big cook at home and kind of chill like together. I remember all of that.
Yeah, so new artists, they have it real nice. Yeah. They have it real nice. Trust what.
This industry is making more money now than it used to.
Well, that too. Artists used to come up here and like literally make like $100 a show. Yeah, it was tough.
I remember driving to Canada.
Oh yeah,
10 hours at a time.
Trust me, nobody ain't know about driving across this country more than me.
Do you remember when you used to be packed in a car with like 6 people?
That was the dream. if you went on tour, listen, if you from like for me at least from like 2012 to like 2018, 2019, right before COVID, from that time, if you went on a tour and they said, we're going to rent a van and all of us are going to squeeze up in this little U-Haul van and we're going to go.
7-seater with 15 people?
Yeah. 7-seater, but there's like 20 people, right? You got like 2 guys scrunched up like that, and then like one girl is like on top of another girl, and then like you know what I'm saying? Like it was like that.
I remember those. Oh my god.
Me and Ranjiv had a couple of those. Yeah, we had some good ones of that.
And people think, okay, Canada really is like 8 hours away, but with all these people, you were stopping.
Yeah, like because everybody need to pee every 2 seconds. It's like, but it was great, right? Like it was fun, right? And then there's that, and what the point I'm trying to make is, artists, you guys have it really good, because back then it was like dudes were sharing rooms together. Like there was no such thing as like you get your own room. Like you gotta share, bro. Like
you were sharing rooms. You were putting sheets on the floor and sleeping. You were, a lot of us, I remember like
back in those days there was like bands, like full bands. Like I'm talking 8-piece bands, not the bands that we have now. I'm talking full 8-piece band, drummer, keyboard, 2 keyboardists, drum machine guy, 2 guitarists, a full brass section. All of them were in one room. Like it was that was how it was.
I remember those. And I was like, as a child, like my parents didn't have childcare like that. Okay. Like
you gotta go with us.
Yes, but you have to go with us and you have to lug yourself in this car. You and your sister together. We had to like, it was yeah.
Nobody has like the childhood experience that I've had though. When I was younger, I was maybe like 8 years old, 7, 8 years, somewhere like that. And I used to sing, right? So my dad used to carry me in like the places that I could go, like, you know, the restaurants or whatever. And he used to let me sing like 2 songs.
And you used to sleep in the back.
I used to behind the keyboard, right? So like if this mic is the keyboard, then this chair is his keyboard case behind him, right? And the man used to give me his jacket. He used to wrap me up in his jacket and put me inside the keyboard case to sleep. Because it was too late. Like, what 8-year-old is like up at 1 o'clock in the morning, right?
I remember those too.
So that's why I'm partially deaf now, because like I spent most of my life sleeping behind my dad, who used to play ridiculously loud. That time we didn't have in-ear monitors and stuff. It was just like these big speakers. So
All right, so you are headlining I guess the first biggest show of the year on March 21st, brought to you by Sunjay Maharaj Events.
well, yeah, big up my dog Sanjay Maharaj.
It's called Unity FETE, and it's here in New York. Tell me about Unity. I guess, what can people expect? I know that anyone who's, done or been to any Sanjay Maharaj Events shows, right?
Yeah.
They're usually these massive events. The biggest artists possibly that you can imagine in our industry: Raymond, Ravi, Ki, Uncle Rakesh, everyone. They always are, these really well put together events. So I guess the question is, Unity being, I guess, marketed as more of a FETE, what is a little bit different from what the other events have been like?
Well,
Well, you're a part of it, so that's one difference.
my accent come out now. First of all, you must know when Sanjay Maharaj doing an event, it's gonna be like the grandest thing.
Yeah.
When it comes to events, nobody can touch him in New York. We know that. Like, nobody can touch him. But in any case, for one, this is the first time, right, ever that an American-born artist is headlining a chutney event like this, right? And how to say it, yeah. Don't mind the accent about here, but yeah, like, I mean, it's gonna be so much fun, right? Because I mean, yeah, me, I have Ki, you have Moto, Ranjiv, Anil, who else? Shivan.
Shivan's a part of
I
it.
know I'm leaving out somebody. I can't remember who I'm leaving out. Nisha. Pick up Nisha. For those of you who don't know, I was in Karma, so I'm a sister in too. But anyway, yeah, that event's gonna be ridiculously fun. I just know it because the cast is not like a typical cast, right? Like it's not it's not like something that you see every day, right?
No, it's not. I think this show is interesting because the cast that has been put together.
It's such a unique cast.
It's a unique cast because it's not like it's Nisha and Karma and Ravi and then like Ki and the band and like, the normal cliques that everyone kind of has, right? It's kind of like everyone's kind of plucked and put together, which I think is very interesting. And everyone's type of music that they've put out is very different also.
Yeah. Like everybody has their own like their own sound, right? So like Ki has his sound, Nisha has hers, I have mine, Ranjiv, Moto, everybody has they have their distinct strengths.
Yeah.
I would call them strengths, right? So like it's like what you're gonna see from me, you're not gonna see from Ki. Ki is gonna be more I can tell you Ki is gonna be more energetic than I am, right? Like it's just not happening. I'm not jumping around the stage. I can't do it. I have a bad knee, all right? But anyway, the event gonna be fun, and I think that's the most important thing to stress because it's like this event somehow feels like how chutney events used to feel when I was younger. Like the cast feels nostalgic in so many ways that it's hard to describe, right? So like when I look at the flyer, the visual of the flyer feels nostalgic. The artists, not that the artists are nostalgic, but like it's such a well put together cast that it's like you can tell it's gonna be something special. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I also think like because it's called Unity FETE and the venue that it's at this time, it's not at the typical big stage, like the audience can't reach you type of thing, right? This is more of a intimately put location or venue, I guess you can say, where it really will feel like a FETE.
Yeah.
Like everyone's partying together. Not that you're just there to watch an artist on stage higher up and, kind of like farther from you.
Yeah, just vibe.
Vibe. You're there like partying with everyone, which I think is going to be great.
It's so inclusive of a feeling, right? So it's like I can be there and like I can like individually like talk to somebody if I like. It's for the artist too. Like the artist, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, like I like being able to be closer to people and be able to like crack jokes that I like, not to make fun of anybody, but like to crack jokes where it's like where like I can individually laugh with people too. You know what I mean?
It gives you family party vibes.
Yeah. It does. It does. It really does.
which is great.
Sunjay Maharaj Events presents
Is unity.
Unity Fest, Saturday, 21st March 2026. The first concert of the year. It happens at 1901 Linden Boulevard, Queens, New York. Featuring Joey,
Yo, it's Joey, and on March 21st, Unity.
K.I., Nisha B, Motto, Terry Gadraj, Shiva Lakan, Ranji Randin, and Anil Mr. Jr. Unity Fest. Get your tickets online at unityfest26.eventbrite.com. Call 347-416-6435 for more info or to book packages. Unity Fest, Saturday, 21st March 2026. Presented by Sanjay Maharaj Events.
It's unity.
Okay, so I guess Sanjay Maharaj, right? For those of you who don't know, I'm looking at my camera over there. He is, I guess, someone who has newly started this doing shows in 2020, I believe, 2019. And he's always been a part of the community, right? But as of right now, for those who don't know, in New York, he is the #1 man who's bringing the biggest events here in New York, right? He's bringing artists like, again, Ravi, Raymond, KIU, Randy, Ranjiv, and really trying to shape our culture or our community and also bring events that we used to have back in the day that we no longer really had for a really long time, right?
Yeah.
Our industry was kind of, over here at least, the community was more of local shows, I feel, at least from like 2012 to, like you said, 2018, right? And then COVID hit, and it was like he brought all these big shows back again, right? So shout out to Sanjay.
Yeah, well, he really like kind of changed the game, right?
Yeah.
Like in terms of quality of event, right? If you think about the quality of events that we was having before he started doing this, it was like you wouldn't see like the big fanfare, and then even like the venues, right? Like when Chutney World was outdoors, like that was different,
huge.
right? You know what I mean? Like the way how he like presents the presentation of his events are just like it's well put together, right? So it feels like every time you go to one of his events, it feels like a big deal because it is a big deal. You know what I mean?
I mean, Sanjay really does put effort into sound, lighting, the type of artists that are on, the vibes in general, making sure that everyone does have a great time. There's always food vendors. There's always, you can get hookah, liquor, the whole 9 yards. And
He makes sure that everybody's catered for.
Exactly. It's not something
including the artists.
Exactly.
Like from patrons to artists, like whatever's going on, you're gonna be well taken care of.
Yeah, there's massive effort put into it. And, for those who have been to a Sanjay Maharaj event previously, 2026 is going to be very different. So make sure you come out to all of the events. There's Unity coming up March 21st. We have the annual Mother's Day events that he's having.
Yeah. Chutney
World. He's also having, this year, the first time he's doing Chutney World in Orlando. So the same event, not the same, but like the type of feel that us New Yorkers get here for Chutney World, which is for us at least the biggest event.
Which is something that Orlando doesn't typically get.
Exactly.
So I think it's going to be something good for the people of Orlando to be like, well, you know what? This is something we kind of have to go to.
Yep. And that's going to be April 4th. And as of right now, Uncle Rakesh is on the cast. Yeah. Booby's going to be putting out more. Sorry, Sanjay's going to be putting out more. Keep calling him Booby. But yeah, I mean, I know that we've talked about Sanjay being like a pioneer in the community, paving the way or bringing great events for our community. But he's also someone who's also paving the way for new talent, younger artists. I know that you were telling me he's doing something with Sassy. He has an initiative that he's doing with your sister. Yeah. If you can give me a little bit more information about that, especially for our younger viewers that are, really trying to come into the community.
Well, First thing is you could check it. I believe it's on Sanjay's page as well, but it's gonna be harder to find on his Instagram. You could check out Onsa Foundation. That's where my sister and Sanjay are working together to help to shed light on new talent, right? So one of the complaints that the industry faces a lot is like oh well, you know, yeah, it's time for like some new faces and like, you know, nobody not giving new people a chance and things like that, right? So this initiative is for that, right? It's like to help find talented people and, you know, help them get the exposure that they need. You know what I mean? Because I understand that it's a lot of like, if you're not like me and you grew up in this, if you didn't grow up in this industry, then it's harder to navigate your way through the system, right? Because there is a system to it, right? If you don't know somebody, it's harder. If you don't know one person in this industry, it's hard to get around, right? Yeah. And most of the time what happens is a lot of people who are in the industry, if they don't know you, they won't not that they'll ignore you, but they won't like take you as serious until they see you be serious about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's also, this initiative also gives the younger, I don't want to say younger, I guess unknown talent, right? Because I don't think there's really an age limit.
Yeah, there's not. Yeah.
Yeah. So it gives like the unknown talent that may not get the exposure that they normally do access to, one, our biggest promoter here in New York, and two, Sassy, who's been a part of this industry for a very long time and knows a lot of people in the industry, if not most or everyone realistically. So it gives you that opportunity to network, because network in our community is a really big deal, networking in general.
Yeah. But I will say that I forget what I was going to say.
You lost your train of thought.
Yeah.
It's okay. We're there.
What was going to say? One day I can remember and I'll call you and we go put it back on the we go edit the podcast and we can just put it right where we leave off.
Yeah. I mean, I think in general we just have this year. I mean, it just started, right? But there's so much coming up, so much to do. I think a lot of people in general are just moving a little bit differently. Yeah. Our industry keeps changing. I think it's changed. I've seen, and I've said this in the previous episodes, I've seen a change start happening from 2024. And I think now it's finally coming into fruition. Like there was, everyone was kind of doing a lot of trial and error things. There was a lot of up and down. There was a few months where there wasn't, like here in New York, we haven't had anything since Shutney World. Yeah. That's at the massive scale that Sanjay's bringing a show at. Or actually, no, we had the Raymond show in November. But what I mean is, to that extent, there's never been a
festival kind of vibe, that kind of stuff.
But there also hasn't been that much of a gap, right? Chutney World was in August, and then something happened in November, right? Yeah. The Raymond show happened in November, so we're used to like seeing a show every 2 weeks or every month, and there was this huge up and down shift where now I feel like the trial and error period is over,
and everybody kind of found their footing. Yeah, I feel that too. But I also feel like we're only in the second month of the year, and I feel really good about this year. I don't know about anybody else, but I feel amazing about 2026.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because we're on camera. Like, I'm so serious. I am so serious. I feel better than I've ever felt in my life. I feel like if I wanted to, I could jump just like, okay, I just jump on stage, you know what I mean? I'd sing a little better than I used to sing last year. I'd sing more on key and things like that, you know what I mean? I'm learning things that I didn't know before. I'm making connections with people that I probably wouldn't have a couple of years ago. Working with people like that. And 2026 feels like a good year.
It does. I personally, I started off the year very like mellow and not so into it, right? Like I was like, oh, it's 2026. The year is here. 2026 is here. And then I feel like the end of the month came and now it's like, we're here. I don't know. That's me personally. I gonna be so real. As soon as that clock hit 12 o'clock on January 1st, I was smiling. I was with my family and I was happy.
And I think that I think you know what, there's a good thing to talk about, where it's like the more you like look at things from an optimistic standpoint or a positive standpoint, it's like the better things get. Because there are days where like we all like go through it and we're like, you know what, like I'm not feeling it today, and I like, or like, you know, something happens and you're just like depressed or sad about it, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, or maybe if you're an artist or a creative, you do something that flops, right? And you're like, you get discouraged or whatever.
Yeah.
And I find like now, at least when like in the point of my life where I am now, it's like if I sit here and I dwell on that, I'm not gonna get nothing done, and I'm just gonna dwell on it, and nothing's gonna come out of it. So why not instead put that energy into a positive place and be like, you know what? It's okay. It already happened. Let me go and do something else.
No, I agree.
Like
It's manifesting, putting out the good energy into the universe.
yeah, like it's just one of the things that I feel like I want people to know too. You know what I mean? Where it's like, however you feel right now, it's like bad things don't really ever truly last. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it like you might have moments of like anger or like sadness or whatever, but it's like once like you really lock in and you're like, you know what, I want this, and I'm not stopping for nothing, and I'm just gonna let the positivity carry me to whatever this goal is.
I actually have
that-
something that's been bothering.
Was that
that's
too
not,
deep?
not bothering me. No, it wasn't too deep. It wasn't. But I had something that was on my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I said bothering. That's not the right term. I have to also, going back to the positive,
Mm-hmm.
I have to learn to use positive wording even when I'm talking about something negative.
Mm-hmm.
So like bothering is not the right word.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like just using like nicer toned words.
Yeah.
Anyways, what I was trying to say is, do you have any collaborations coming up with other artists, bro? I need to know this.
Well, a couple days ago I dropped one with Moto,
Yes.
which was like a soca chutney mix. That was all his idea. It was really good, really well put together. I'm working on it, but there's also like a little gap, right? Because we like in collaborations in this industry, you gotta find something that's right for
Both of you.
right? Like, and it's like when me and Ravi did Rum Talk together, it's like that was the right song for us to do together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm like still finding ideas and stuff, and I'm working on it. So just be patient with me, everybody. Just be patient with me. Trust me. There ain't nobody working harder on this than me right now. I can promise you that.
Okay, so we have Unity coming up for you. We also have Clash of the Titans coming up for you.
Yeah, we're going to Guyana.
It's gonna be fun.
You coming?
I'll be there. I'm making my way over.
So I saw this thing on TikTok the other day, right? Where this guy and one of my friends from Guyana, his name is Alex. He did a thing with Pomarock. I don't know if you know. I forget what it is called in Guyana. I think this called is a cashew, the red fruit.
Cashews is a nut.
Not the nut. Yeah, you nut. Like
I really don't. Pomegranate.
No, it's not pomegranate. I'll show it. Hold on. Actually, you know what?
You have your phone.
Man.
Look for it.
Well, we doing like we know in 2026 right now, dog.
I was gonna say, just because this is an
I was trying
interview doesn't mean it's not a podcast.
I tell my father when I come on this thing, I'm not pulling out my phone.
Yeah.
Right?
Mine's falling somewhere
This.
here.
What is called that? In Guyana.
I guess I don't know. I'm an American-born Guyanese, so that's I don't know all this stuff.
Anyway, so what Trinidadian people know as Pomarock, right? You defeat the whole purpose of my story now because you don't know what it is. Well, anyway, for all you who watching this, my friend was like, how they just call it red mango. So I decided when I go Guyana, I'm gonna ask everybody for red mango, and I'm gonna show all the pictures of Pomarock, so they're gonna know what I'm talking about, just to rage beat everybody I meet. Anyway, that was my rant.
Cool.
Right? So
that's what you're doing in Guyana?
That's my plan. My plan for when I go Guyana is to just rage beat. I kidding. I obviously kidding. So they don't kill me for that.
Well, like I said, you have big things coming up for you.
Yeah, but Clash is gonna be fun. I mean, you know, how much artists have on the show? Like 40 artists.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, bands and everything like Ravi, KI, me, a whole squad are we from New York.
Young brother.
Yeah,
That's gonna be exciting.
I just want to see you. To be honest with you, the only thing I really want to see on that show is Rasika sing Pong Di Dama. That's what I want. Other than that, like real good.
So I think in previous episodes I've said this. Clash feels like summer camp. Okay. Everyone's got their rooms, everyone's got their quarters, everybody's got their...
I've done Clash as a keyboardist. You know? I've done many Clash of the Titans as a keyboard.
It didn't feel like a...
It was different. It was a different time that time.
Yeah.
That was 2013.
Oh, that's why.
Right? 2014. That kind of time from 2012, I think, to 2015. I was doing every year. And I was playing keyboards with different bands or whatever. And yeah, it was a different time. So it wasn't like a big media frenzy.
Yeah.
Where it is now. Or where I see it is now. I don't know. I ain't been there for a while. But yeah, it was more like a line. And to be honest with you, if I'm gonna be there, it's gonna be like more like a line because if all you don't know, I used to play keyboards with Ravi B and Karma, and the whole band gonna be there. So you know, all them guys and everybody in the band, like my family. You know, Ranjiv gonna be there.
I'm gonna be there.
You gonna be there. You're gonna have so much people there that like it for me is gonna be more of like a reunion. I get to see people I don't see all the time and hang out with them, and you know what I mean, have conversations with people who I get along with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, the one thing that I do wish is every country has different laws, obviously. I wish it was easier for these artists to come to the US.
Yeah.
Sanjay needs to start working on everybody's working permits for us, please.
Yeah, until then we just want to blame Sanjay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, just blame him.
Everybody that have artists you want to see, just call Sanjay. Be like, why you ain't bring this artist yet? What happened?
He's gonna watch this episode and be like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, I know he gonna laugh.
Yeah, just so you guys all know, this episode is brought to you by Sanjay Maharaj Events. So, you know.
Yeah. So
call him.
Yeah. Message him on Instagram. With Sanjay Maharaj Events on Instagram. Yeah.
Yes.
Message him. If you have any complaints about me too.
If you have any suggestions of what you want to see in these shows coming up, send that over to him.
Yeah.
Flood his Instagram.
Yeah.
Please. Just give him suggestions, you know. I mean, we know we all like to party and have a great time, and he brings the vibe for that. But
you know, I'm excited for this episode to come out, right? But also excited for the phone call that followed in this episode. I wonder what that's gonna sound like. That's gonna be fun.
You know, I've been dying. Okay, I've been dying to get him on the podcast too.
That's not happening.
I know it's not happening because I've asked him.
I say, hear what, right? When after me and he had our conversation and stuff, I decide that my goal in 2026 is to get he to sing a song.
You can't even get him to come on stage for a hot second.
That is okay. That's okay. If anybody could figure this out, it's me. Like, I don't know that. Trust me.
You know, if Joey can bring this to Unity and have Sanjay come on stage, even if it's for 2 seconds, just to even say the word hi on stage.
Even if I get he to wave
at
somebody, then that is a win for me.
On stage.
So that is the goal.
The only person that's made it happen once is Ravi. I don't know how, because he brought out a cake for him for his birthday.
And he might be blush and thing to it.
I've seen that.
You have any pictures of this? If it have pictures, somebody send me that video. Please, I need to see that.
We need him to come back on stage.
Yeah.
And do that. But I think also, you know, honestly, going back to that, and, you know, like, I was going to say your nickname. Sanjay, I really don't want to praise you too much, but he's not the typical promoter that loves to be on stage and have all the spotlight. He like...
And to be honest with you, he don't really talk that much either.
No, he doesn't.
Like,
and he's very direct and straight to the point.
Yeah, like I realized that the other day me and he had a conversation on the phone for like 30 minutes, right? And when I hung up the phone, I realized he maybe say about 5 words in that 30 minutes.
No, there's only one time that I've been able to have. I was on the phone with him for an hour, and I got him in a good mood where we were just bullshitting and just talking, and he shockingly said more than 5 words, guys. It was
But I had to say, and the last nice thing I want to say about you, Sanjay, the last nice thing I want to say is he actually surprisingly funny.
Yeah.
He actually real funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my God. It's always the quiet ones that get you.
Yeah.
It's always the quiet ones.
And you know what? If promoting ever do pan out, you could become a comedian. Don't worry, you're safe.
Oh my God. Okay, but I just need to do this little plug-in, even though we said we're not going to say anything nice more about him. But actually, it's more of a shout out. Sunjay Maharaj events, again, guys, he is someone who brings all of the big events here in New York. Now he's going to be going to Florida for Chutney World in Orlando. But for those who do come to New York or who live in New York, there are 2 other businesses that he has. Toxic Ultra Lounge, which is open Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. And then there's also Avenue Barbecue Hut, which is across the street from Toxic. They have the best jerk chicken barbecue from what I've seen. And actually, I haven't tried that one day, though. But I've heard a lot of great compliments about it.
Every so often, me and Tassie does what a little thing anyways. Put down.
Yeah, I have yet to go to Avenue Barbecue Hut. Actually, we should do a part 2 of me actually trying out this food.
Yeah, that would.
Because I'm over here
and
praising it.
Let me narrate that video. You ever see those TikToks where like where like nobody like you're just doing like B-roll footage or like you eating and thing, and you just have a voice talking in the back? It'll be my voice. And I will speed up my voice just like how they speed up my song, so I sound like a chipmunk. What we gonna do?
The My Lover sped up version is really good though. It actually is really good.
Hey, if I be honest with you, right, like that sped up thing, I didn't understand it at first, right? When it like, cause when you're creative, right, your thing is like, I make the song this way, I want it to stay this way, like, especially for me, right? Like I'm so like particular about music, So it's like when I produce something, I'm like, don't touch my thing. I can leave it, right? But then, like, people started doing the sped up thing with My Lover and Miss Me Again and stuff. And I didn't get it at first. Like, I didn't understand it at first. But, like, within, like, the first 2 weeks, I was like, I kind of get it now. I kind of get it. It's a vibe. Because, like, the reality is, like, the song was a slow song, like, originally, right? And when I speed up the song, even to sing it on stage, I just catch my royal tail to sing that song. Because nobody wants to hear the song at the like original speed, right? So like, no, when I speed it up, I'm like, anytime when you need to hear from me, I'm like, bro, can somebody turn off the fast forward button? But I understand the concept of it now, and it's like I get it. It's a different vibe, it's a different feel. It just tickles something in your brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get it. But I really do love the sped up version. I actually love the live band composition.
Yeah, but that's like the thing for me with that is like it's too signature for my performances. So like I have this idea where if I'm doing a performance, I want you to feel like you're listening to the song, but I also want you to feel like you're getting an experience out of it too, where I can provide an experience, right? Yeah. And one of my strengths is that I was, a band musician for so long, and I can make something like that where it feels like a band is actually on stage with me, you know what I mean? And it does give a different vibe, you know what I mean? Now when you like go to see like plenty artists now, you'll hear like band tracks now because of things like that where it's like now you feel like you have a band on stage, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I get it.
All right, you guys have been listening to Mic Check with Nikita. And my name is Joey, if you didn't already know that. And this episode was brought to you by Sanjay Maharaj Events. So thank you guys for watching, for listening, and for vibing with me.